going down. It's going down, 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 down. It's going
They're going to kill me. I told them to send me a video holding an object and start nodding.
Anything is a dildo when you really put your mind to it. There's no such thing as too large or too sharp. Every time you stop to question yourself, I want you to tell yourself, I can and I will.
That's right. I can and I will, folks. That is some serious women's independence and liberation right there. Right in front of you. Which we really appreciate here on the Bleeding Edge. Cybernetic Shark, my co-host, is still here. Getting after it. Even though, unfortunately, I have managed to put him in the middle. So, I put him in the middle. There. Okay, that's better. It's a better spot for you, Cyber. Alexis and Jenna. Wait, did I pronounce that correctly, Alexis?
Not even close.
How do I pronounce it? Is it you? Let me hear it. One time, real quick again.
Haina.
Haina. Okay.
It's Czech. The J is like a Y.
I'm really sorry. I hate mispronounced people's names. I hate it.
I have heard every variation of it possible to be pronounced. There is nothing you could say that would surprise me.
Well, even when I fuck it up, I mean it with love. I do. Anyways, folks, we're live again, believe it or not, if you can't tell. This is round 2 of our live stream edition of Miss Marvel Episode 1 review. We decided to split it in half and whatnot so we could take a break and shit. You know, we're back. And essentially, I believe that, since Alexis basically kind of just mentioned it a minute ago and whatnot, we were kind of getting around the part of the episode where I believe that our heroine was, I think, meeting with our guidance counselor, was it? Or a teacher at one point?
I'm assuming that guy was a guidance counselor, especially how new agey he came across the whole, it's like, please, Mr. Blah, blah, blah is my father's name. It's like, that is very guidance counselor-esque.
Yeah, I definitely thought that he was a guidance counselor. And that led into, of course, the Avengers party, I guess, that she had. And essentially, besides, I guess, her interactions with her friends and her high school experience and whatnot, which, you know, I guess, I mean, you tell me, Cyber, you tell me, Alexis. Me personally, I didn't take anything out of those scenes and whatnot, really, that pointed out to me that much, that I feel like I want to talk about. You know, it was very much just, very typical, I guess, you know, a lot of dialogue, nothing really powerful or impactful, you know, very much just, you know, just a kid at high school, and, nobody had Jersey accents, though, which is kind of interesting. I found that kind of weird, you know, because I've got a lot of family in Jersey, and they've got some serious, like, Jersey accents, they do, especially the women, but basically, she dons her Captain Marvel outfit, because, of course, Captain Marvel is her, like, favorite superhero. Which I think is cool. I like it. It's dope. And we get the... You can actually probably help me out a little bit with this, Alexis. What exactly was the premise of the Avengers party deal?
It's a Comic-Con. It was an Avengers con.
Okay.
So it was a convention themed around the Avengers, and like I said, during our little impromptu break that we had, it was very accurate to a lot of conventions I've been to. The biggest complaint I had is the lighting.
I thought it was a theme for a dance or something at one point.
No, it was a convention. Like I said, that was my only complaint about it, is that because they got the swirling lights and everything to make it look like a party, like a dance, and I was sitting there going, no, especially because you see vendors there. You see people selling Avengers merchandise. They would never allow lights like that, because as a vendor, we need our stuff to be seen clearly. We don't want people to buy something and then take it home and be like, oh, now that I'm seeing it in a normal color, this is crap. We want good lighting. We would never do a convention with lights like that.
I'll tell you what, Alexis. I am actually in person about to start hitting Comic Cons myself here in Florida soon, representing the Bleeding Edge and the Minds Creativity Network. And I'll tell you right now, that shit is gonna be some game changing shit, man. Once I step in there, true knowledge is gonna be in the house. So we'll have to see how it goes down. It's gonna be interesting. You know, I I've already requested a table and asked for some media credentials and whatnot for one of the cons right over here and whatnot that I'm gonna go to. It's gonna be fun. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, unless I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'll do my best. I will. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure I will not. I will not be. I'm not a pro like you. I'm not gonna know how to work the crowd and all that.
Get used to t-shirt vendors and a lot of people dressed up as Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.
Well, we'll have to see how I make out. We'll see how I do. I'm gonna try to actually pull off a show at during the con when I go. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, good luck.
Cybernetic Shark will be.
Make sure you contact the organizers for a media pass if you're actually going to try to do a show.
I have. I asked them. I'm waiting for them to get back to me.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I asked. That's what I specifically said to him. I just said I only asked him 2 questions. I said, I can't figure out how to pay for my table on the website. I asked them to help me with that, and then I asked them if they could help me or send me or tell me what to do to apply for my media credentials.
Yeah, Mark and I have talked about trying to get the Rattle Legend Broadcasting Network into certain conventions, and I hate that I can't do it for him because I'm going to be working my table. So, I can only do so much.
Well, I'm not even going to bother trying to rush to make sure I get Bleeding Edge t-shirts for the cons. I'm just going to go with probably my Eat Pussy, It's Vegan t-shirt, or probably, my Your Hole Is My Goal t-shirt.
Print bookmarks.
No, I'm just joking.
Seriously, print bookmarks.
Okay.
It's a good way to print bookmarks with a QR code to the Bleeding Edge website on it.
Okay. Worst case scenario, I was just going to rock like an Avengers t-shirt.
Always a safe choice.
Or a straight Marvel t-shirt with a Marvel hat.
Well, you're wearing a Westview shirt. You could wear that.
Yes. Yeah, I finally picked up some Westview gear. I did. Thanks for noticing that, Alexis.
Marvel, Miss Marvel.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, Cyber. So, Miss Marvel, going into the end of the episode and whatnot and everything, as far as, I guess the reveal of her powers, okay, and how that went down, it was very, it wasn't very long. We didn't see a lot, but Cyber, what were your thoughts on that, on that direction? How did it go down? Did you enjoy it? Did it give the episode a little bit of a kick?
It definitely was nice to finally see her powers that they, at least they came to fruition in the first episode. And I thought it was interesting how they decided to do it, with the bracelet and everything, like we mentioned before, and like the stretching and all that kind of stuff, and kind of her shooting the it almost looks like like ice or diamonds, in like a certain shape, basically is what it looks like if you think about it. And I think that was an interesting concept to go with, how they have it where it looks almost like it's diamonds or that glass looking or whatever you want to call it. But I thought they did it pretty decently. I thought that it was interesting. I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was, accurate like we have been talking about. But, for what it is, I think it was done and did very well. I enjoyed it. And I thought overall that it was a fun kind of like basically getting your powers scenario there. And I thought it was interesting how when she put the bracelet on and she kind of like did that 360 thing, where it looked like she went into another dimension or something like that. I thought that was kind of interesting, and I hope they actually go back and talk a little bit more about that and kind of give us, an idea of what that was. But overall, I thought it was a decent starting to her powers and kind of, finding out about them.
Alexis, as we go into the series, if they kind of go too far and stray too far from the comic books a little bit too much, do you think that could actually be a problem?
Definitely. We've seen that happen with a lot of different Marvel, well, not just Marvel, but comic book based TV shows and movies, where it becomes clear that the studio is trying to do their own thing, and it turns into a case of who are you doing this for? New fans are not going to be interested in this, and the old fans are going to be upset with you. So there is that, but again, first episode, I am willing to give them a chance on whether or not this whole new iteration with her powers is going to work out. We saw just a little bit of it, the part where she does, Jeff, your son mentioned this, we have the scene where she stretches her hand out and she creates a cosmic construct that looks like an overstretched hand. That's exactly how it would look in the comic books. So again, we haven't seen enough of it for me to make a real decision on whether or not this is going to blow up in their face.
Last question, guys. Do you get any kind of parallels or connections here at all, or any type of vibe at all of like almost like a Peter Parker esque Spider-Man sort of type deal going on here?
Just solely on the grounds that she's a high schooler. I I mean, it's kind of hard to have a teenage superhero and not compare them to other teenage superheroes. And Kamala does have a lot in common with Peter on certain cases. They're both awkward. They're both searching for their places. And you also have with the MCU's Peter Parker that he idolized Iron Man. So the idea of him joining the Avengers is a big thing, similar to how Kamala idolizes Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and men and women are interchangeable now too. So, you know.
So there is a similarity, but I think that's just given with this kind of a character. I don't think it was done on purpose.
Cyber, what do you think? You get a vibe, from her story at all and whatnot so far, where there's almost like kind of a Peter Parker deal going on a little bit?
I do. I can see it. I see it very much. Basically how they did Spider-Man: Homecoming. Think about it. They went with the obvious where he already had his powers and he had already established them for 6 months. Whereas this one, we actually get to see her get her powers for the first time. So they did differentiate it that in that way. But yeah, I definitely get that vibe of that Peter Parker feel because of the high school setting, because she's a teenage,
She's a loner.
superhero.
She's a loner. Few
She's
friends.
a loner.
Yeah.
I definitely see the connection. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know if that was on purpose. But how they're doing her, there's definitely a little differentness to it from Peter himself. But overall, I think it's still very similar premise and similar type of, beginning to a teenage superhero.
I have one other question, and this is actually just something popped in my head. When we get into the Marvels, okay, and we throw Captain Marvel into the mix, right? We get Monica Rambeau into the game, okay. How do you guys envision this character juxtaposing and jumping from this Disney Plus series that's going to be sort of, kind of, maybe a little bit Disneyfied and PG-13ish, and then have that leap where she's then going to go into the Marvels, and I'm assuming have some type of actual and impactful role, I guess, in the film in some way. We'll see, I guess, but what do you think about that? Like, it's actually kind of an interesting situation as far as how that'll play out, I guess, Lysis.
Something I haven't really thought about yet. Again, I need to see more of the series before I can think about how they're going to go with this. We have gotten a very small taste of Kamala Khan. I genuinely do not know enough about how the show is going to represent her to know how it would fit with Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau. Honestly, I don't even know what the plan is with the Marvels. I mean, we know that they ended WandaVision with Monica being told by the Skrull she's needed in space. And we know that's where Captain Marvel is, just on general principle and because of what we saw at the end of Spider-Man Away from Home, or Far From Home. Because of what's going on with Nick Fury. So is Kamala Khan going to go into space at the end of this, or are Carol and Monica coming back to Earth? Again, I don't know what the plan is to move forward. So I don't know
Well,
how to. I don't have a
Kamala
plan on idea yet.
Khan's going to replace Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel's going to become her sidekick. I think possibly could happen. What do you think, Cyber? Where do you see Miss Marvel possibly playing? What kind of role could she have? How could things play out where she could fit in a film where I'm assuming essentially that, for what we understand so far, the premise is that, based on the little bit of information we have, that essentially the movie's going to be revolving around Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel.
I mean, basically, I feel it's going to be like a team up buddy type of film, with all three of the female characters in this film being a team, basically. And I foresee Miss Marvel becoming kind of like the next kind of like sidekick almost, along with Monica Rambeau and, Captain Marvel working together. I don't foresee either of them like being like outshined by the other. I feel that they're all three going to get pretty much a good like exposure point, because especially with Monica Rambeau and WandaVision, that was kind of her beginning. This Miss Marvel series is kind of the beginning of Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel already had her first feature length film. They all kind of have already had their kind of like shining spotlight. So what they're doing basically is taking all three and putting them together to shine together. And I think that's kind of what these characters are going to be doing in the Marvel's film. And that's kind of the direction that I think Marvel's going to go with these characters, is kind of like become like this almost like female Avengers team almost. Even though it's just three of them right now, still, I mean, they're a team up. They could be the next like kind of the top dogs in the Avengers. So you never know. But I feel that definitely in the Marvels, that's really what the center of the film is going to be. With what little they've given us, like you said, they're all three of them are going to shine together.
Do you think they might pay Monica Rambeau more money to act terribly to make Brie Larson look good?
No,
Like a bonus?
no.
No.
Jeff, can we get through one show without you insulting Brie Larson?
I love Brie
Just one.
Larson. Hey, I'm telling you right now, if I saw Brie tomorrow, I would like shake her hand and whatnot and be like, "Yo, what's up, Brie?" Hey, I don't know her. She might be a great person. I don't know. She might be very nice and very charming. I don't know. I've never met her. Honestly, I'm being totally real. I don't know her personally and whatnot and everything. And honestly, you never know. She could actually be a really cool person. She could be. She could be. I have no idea. And you know what? Honestly, you never know. I'm slightly optimistic that the Marvels might be a solid movie. I am. It could be. It could be a real upgrade from Captain Marvel. I guess like you said, Alexis, we'll have to see how they fill things out, how things play out with Secret Invasion, how things play out with Nick Fury in space, with the whole space station they have going on out there now, the Skrulls, all that. There's a lot of gray area there, like that we don't really, we don't know enough, I guess, to work with, and I think that the Marvels comes out next year, I believe.
Yep.
And isn't that essentially Phase 5?
Nope, still Phase 4, I believe.
Okay. So, and if I remember correctly, from a standpoint of what comes first and last, doesn't Secret Invasion come first?
Hang on, I'll pull up the wiki.
I mean, I know they're connected. I know they're linked. I know that. I just can't remember the order of operations as far as what comes, before each other.
Okay, let's see here.
I will
Phase
say this,
4.
though.
Okay, Phase 4. Next, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Marvels, Fantastic Four. Let's see here.
Once we get to Fantastic Four, isn't that Phase 5?
Nope, Fantastic Four is supposedly the last movie in Phase 4. but for some reason, I'm not seeing anything on Secret Invasion. Oh, hang on. Secret Invasion is a TV series.
Yeah, yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah, Disney Plus series.
Okay, Secret Invasion doesn't have a release date yet. So it's coming out after this. It's coming out. It says it's coming out next year, but it doesn't have a date. The last date we have for the TV shows is the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which comes out in December. Secret Invasion, Ironheart, and Armor Wars, and a as of now untitled Wakanda series are scheduled, but release dates are to be announced.
Yeah, and the Wakanda series, I believe, is going to end up being about Dura Milaje. I think that's what they're going to be focusing on.
Yeah, let's see. Is there any?
I want to think. I mean, you tell me, Cyber. I want to believe that Nick Fury will be in the Marvels. I think.
I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he'll be. Yeah, even if it's not a huge role, still we'll see him in some form in the film.
Yeah, he's a part of that fabric. He is.
Yeah.
And I think it would be logical and it would be a good move to keep that intact.
According to Wikipedia, Samuel L. Jackson is cast in the Marvels. So
yeah, most definitely that'd be a good move. And I think that Ant-Man Quantumania could be a game changer. It really could be. Could be a game changer.
I am so excited to see how they're going to start things off with Kang.
I think that Kang is another game changer, but as far as what could a situation where we could actually have a trilogy of films where the third film could just literally be like just outstanding compared to the first two, or not outstanding, but I guess in comparison to the first two, at a different level, I guess, or a different scale. I think Quantumania could be huge. I do. Very impactful to the MCU in general. And yeah, Kang's going to be massive. He's going to be massive. Jonathan Majors is a great actor.
Oh yeah, I adored him at the end of Loki, especially since all I had seen of him before that was Lovecraft Country. So when he showed up as the one, what is his title? The one who remains. That's what the character's called. Yeah, when he showed up, I was like,
He who remains.
He remains.
Who remains? Thank you. Yeah, when he showed up, I actually didn't think it was the same guy. I was like, that's the dude from Lovecraft Country.
Loki had a lot going on. Loki had a lot going on. It did. It was very multi-layered. When you look back at it, it really did.
Totally.
Yeah, and you know what? Sophia Di Loren was outstanding in that series. Standout. She really was. She stood out. I almost thought she outacted Tom Hiddleston at times.
I just tell you, we still see a lot of alligator Loki cosplays.
I got my alligator Loki T-shirt.
Actually, what's really popular is for somebody, if they don't have time to throw together a full cosplay, they get the Loki headdress. They dress in green, and they carry with them a stuffed alligator with a Loki headdress on it. And then they could just say they're a Loki variant carrying alligator Loki.
How do I make myself into alligator Loki if I cosplay? How do I make that happen?
Dress as get an alligator, one kigurumi, and put on a Loki headdress.
Cool.
Yeah, easy as pie.
Okay.
Yeah, I leave it to you to figure out where to buy a kigurumi from. I'm not going down that road. That's a can of worms I don't want to open.
Hey, you know what? I'm not sure I'd be a very good cosplayer anyway. So, hey, either way, for Cybernetic Shark and for my good friend Alexis, on round 2 of our live review of Captain Marvel, on a blessed night where all of our luck is going for us and whatnot, and Murphy Brown's in the house and everything and all that, we're bringing it back. At the MCU's Bleeding Edge, before we take off, really quick, Cyber, if you'd like to plug any of your content individually and whatnot, your YouTube channel, and then Alexis, you afterwards.
Well, of course, if you enjoy me here on the MCU's Bleeding Edge, definitely check out my other solo content. You can find me also on YouTube as well under Cybernetic Shark. You can find me on Rizzle, TikTok, Facebook, anywhere you can think of, any social media platform, I'm all over it, and all that kind of stuff, so you can find my stuff there. But my main channel stuff is on YouTube, so definitely check it out if you like. Also, Mr. Jeff does stuff on Rizzle too as well, TikTok as well, so definitely check him out on there too as well. And, if you enjoy us, come check us out, subscribe.
Hell yeah. And shout out Google Ads, because they've been helping us out a lot with our stats lately and whatnot. I paid for some Google Ads and whatnot and everything. It did a campaign. And you know what? It's been very beneficial, very productive. So anyways, Alexis, please plug away.
All right. Well, my company, Honeysuckle Rose Creations, where fashion meets fandom at the intersection of geek and chic. As I mentioned, we are deep into convention season. We just wrapped up a bunch of different shows, and it's not over yet. We're getting ready for the Smallville Comic-Con in Hutchinson, Kansas. Then we're heading to the Greater Austin Comic-Con and Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas. It's our first time going to Comic Palooza, but we've been at the Greater Austin Comic-Con several times. It's a wonderful show. Looking forward to it. As always, our stores are fully stocked on Etsy and handmade at Amazon, including our signature Miss Marvel earrings made out of repurposed Scrabble tiles. Always got to plug those. We're getting ready to put in a bunch of brand new stuff that's tying into some new pieces coming out. Really excited about our new Gaiman's Endless charm bracelet celebrating Sandman and the other characters from that series. Gonna have a lot of fun with that. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you are in the Kansas area, we hope to see you at Smallville Comic-Con. That's Honeysuckle Rose Creations, the intersection of geek and chic.
That is right. And the links will be in the description for the YouTube video and whatnot when this uploads on and everything. I'll make sure it is, like it always is and whatnot. We appreciate you, Alexis. It's good to see you again. We missed you. You know, we did, honestly. It was good to see you again.
Oh, you missed me rolling my eyes.
No, I missed your voice and just your overall presence and whatnot. You're my friend, hon. I appreciate
Thank you. Thank you
very
much.
You're a very valuable part of the team. And again, I'm hoping soon that you will be at the helm, guest moderating away on a Friday night show sometime down the road. Getting after it.
We'll talk when I am not on the road working conventions.
Yes, that's right. And you know what? I know you're very busy, and I respect that.
Thank you.
Shout out to Mark Rutledge of the Rutledge Broadcasting Network, our friends over there and whatnot. Shout out to the Podcasting Champions, cigar.freeforums.net. Arch, Lord Deatha, we love you to death. Taylor, all of you, you're great. Grandmaster, you're okay, I guess. You're still cool, I like you. And Renee, I love you to death, hon. You're a very valuable guest and whatnot, and a good friend. Renee, unfortunately, I was talking to her the other night, is marveled out at the moment. But she'll be back. Either way, the MCU's Bleeding Edge, Cybernetic Shark, Alexis, Trevor, J Rent, Dollface, and I'm sorry, I completely forgot her name. I forgot. Can't even remember. Doesn't even matter. We're out. Peace. If I can actually get an outro. Here we go. Got one.
On the five.
Yeah, look, tell me what's the vibes, what's the mood? Yeah, I just hit up Mikey for the juice. Yeah, ain't no capping, I'ma tell the truth. I've been winning for so long, it's hard to lose. Yeah,